Good morning, beloveds. It is Wednesday, and I have been late for everything today. I was late getting to the trainer. I was late leaving the trainer. Traffic was awful. I'm late doing this, but that's okay. I'll get there. All right. It is August 11th. Our title is God's Presence in Me is Life, Love, and Wisdom. When the mind is cleansed by the grace of wisdom, he is seen by contemplation, the one without parts. And this is from the Mundaka Upanishad. Mundaka, and Upanishad is Upanishad, in case you want to look it up. I actually had somebody teach me how to pronounce Upanishad because it's not pronounced the way it's spelled, but it's also from India. So, okay. God is mind, and I exist in a universe of mind action. My thought and my feelings are now governed and controlled by the spirit within me. Gone are all my doubts and fears. Gone are all my false conclusions about life. I know and know that I know that life, love, and wisdom are within me. The life that I live is perfect in purpose and perfect in plan. I align my thinking with life's purpose, and I live in accordance with its plan. My expectancy is great, for I know the law of mind, and I know that right results are now appearing. I rejoice in health, I rejoice in strength, I rejoice in vitality. Only increased creative activity is before me, and I am equal to every situation that life offers me. The love that is mine to give is from God, and I give it to my world with ease. I love to love with the love of God. I love to free my fellow man in love. I love to feel that all people everywhere are one with me. We are a blessing and are a blessing to me. This deep inner love gives me peace of mind. It gives me a feeling of being worthwhile. It makes me know that I am loved by others. All love is mine to give this day. The wisdom of God is the true inner motive of my consciousness. I make right decisions, I think clearly, and I act wisely. I have order in my mind and in my affairs. All things work together for good because the wisdom of the infinite mind is my wisdom now. I live with ease, for my thinking is right and my world responds to my decisions. I claim good judgment. I claim the integrity of God as mine today. Alrighty then. God's presence in me is life, love, and wisdom. And I think that Ernest has been making that point all along. It's like, so where does the love come from? Where does the wisdom come from? Where does the life come from? Where does the creativity come from? Well, it all has the same source. It's the same source that we have. God, Spirit, Atman. Which, by the way, I use the word Atman, and y'all may wonder where I get that from. From Denise Schmeltzkopf, who is a huge, she's a student of quantum physics. She knows more about quantum than just about anybody I know. Actually, she knows more about it than anybody I know. And so that's where Atman comes from. And I use it because I want you to know that there are many, many different words that you can use for God. So if God rings hard on the ears, please use spirit. But point being, and here's another word, source. So in the passage there, he said that the love that is mine to give is from God. And that's one of the amazing things. It's like, you can never run out of love to give, because the love that you are giving is not coming from you, it's coming through you. It is from an inexhaustible source. So it doesn't have to wear you out. Now, that being said, people can and will wear you out. So don't ever be afraid to give. You're never going to run out of love. But if you start to get tired, then what you need to do is go and recharge. Okay? And go plug in. Go plug in. Go plug into that source. And that is the purpose of spiritual practice. The purpose of spiritual practice is literally to plug into that inexhaustible source of love, of life, of wisdom, of creativity, and make sure that the connection is good and flowing. And you can use water or electricity in your analogy here. Because if you plug into the wall and it's kind of not quite meeting, so you're getting a little bit of power, but you're not quite getting enough. So it's enough to get the lights to come on, but they're not bright. And then like screwing in a light bulb. The light bulb comes unscrewed, it's a little dim. But if you get that light bulb screwed all the way in, it brightens up. That's what spiritual practice does. That power is always flowing into you, but if you let yourself get run down and worn out, and you've come unscrewed a little bit, or your cord's a little loose, or your hose is a little loose, if we want to use the water analogy, then the power's still flowing. It's just you're not getting as much as you could have if you do the spiritual practice and make sure your connection is tight. That's the purpose of the spiritual practice, to make sure your connection is tight and that the power is flowing unimpeded. Because he says in here that my doubts and fears are gone. That's because your connection is tight. You're plugged all the way in. So please, whatever that spiritual practice looks like for you, please do it. Please do it every day. Go to that place where nothing has ever been wrong. Go to that place where you meet the unfiltered God. Go to that heart space and fill up. And make sure that everything is flowing the way it should. And then you can give more love than you ever thought you could. Because you will realize it's not coming from you, it's flowing through you. So please go and recharge. Okay, God's presence in me is life, love, and wisdom. And from the Upanishad, when the mind is cleansed by the grace of wisdom, he is seen by contemplation, the one without parts. When the mind is cleansed by the grace of wisdom. That's it. That's what spiritual practice does. It cleanses. And it makes sure that you are plugged in. That you know where the ideas are coming from. Because you walk into situations and you're like, I don't know what's happening here. But you know something that does. And all you got to do is plug in. All you got to do is plug in. Okay, so again, that the quote, we don't have a Bible quote today. Oh, and tomorrow we're going to have it's from the Tao. It's the Mandukya Upanishad. Mundaka Upanishad. Upanishad. They're fascinating. I recommend them. Okay, so God is mind, and I exist in a universe of mind action. That's what we teach. My thought and my feelings are now governed and controlled by the spirit within me. The truth is, they always were. The truth is, they always were governed and controlled by the spirit within you. But sometimes we want to yank that control away. And we want to say, no. It's kind of like a toddler learning. I want to do this myself because I can't. And then we wonder why we end up in the situations that we have. So again, that spiritual practice pulls us back into that space of, Spirit's better at this than me. I'm going to let my thoughts and my feelings come naturally through Spirit. I'm not going to white knuckle it. Gone are all my doubts and fears. Gone are all my false conclusions about life, because I have gone back to the source. And I've gotten rid of anything that is between me and the source. there was nothing between me and the source except for me, but you know what I mean. I know and oh, I know and know that life, love, and wisdom are within me. Because God is within you. God is all around you, but God is within you. So when you are looking for the source of life, when you are looking for the source of love, when you are looking for the source of wisdom, this is where you go. You go within. Knowledge is found out here. Knowledge is found outside. Wisdom, which is how you apply knowledge, is found right here. Right here. The head and the heart. And it needs both. The life that I live is perfect in purpose and perfect in plan. Remember, perfect means whole. Okay? So it is whole. Doesn't mean it's not flawless. Doesn't mean it might not be messy. As one of my classmates said, we live a messy, juicy life. And we want to live a messy, juicy life. We don't want it to be cold and sterile and flawless. We want it to be messy and juicy and fun. We want it to be whole. All right? So don't hold on, don't hold on too tight, don't white knuckle. I align my thinking with life's purpose. What is life's purpose? Experience and love. Anything beyond that is bonus. So that means it's all included. It's all included. And I live in accordance with its plan. My expectancy is great, for I know the law of mind, and I know that right results are now appearing. If I am in alignment with spirit, if I am in alignment with creativity, if I am in alignment with experience, it doesn't have a choice but to be good. I rejoice in health, I rejoice in strength, I rejoice in vitality. Talk about gratitude. It's like, okay, my health may not be quite where I want it to be, but I'm going to rejoice in it to bring more into my life. My strength may not be quite where I want it, but I'm going to rejoice in it to invite more in. Same thing with vitality. Only increased creative activity is before me because I am in alignment, and I am equal to every situation that life offers me. I am equal to life. Every situation that life offers me. You are equal to every situation that life offers you. Because, one, you're plugged into the source. And two, if you require outside assistance to deal with whatever it is that life is offering you, then source will provide that. People will randomly walk into your life and go, oh, let me give you a hand with that. It will happen. So if you are confronted with a situation that you do not think that you can handle, do what Mr. Rogers does and look around and look for the helpers. They will be there. They may not look like what you expect, but they will be there because source will provide them. You are equal to every situation because there's only one. There's only one. So in that oneness, the helpers will be provided. The love that is mine to give is from God. I love this part. The love that is mine to give is from God, and I give it into my world with ease because I know it is coming from an inexhaustible source. I don't have to be stingy with it. I don't have to be stingy with it. And all of the love that is flowing through me, I benefit from. I love to love with the love of God. I love to free my fellow people in love. And by that, I think that's where we're talking about authenticity. When you give people permission to be who they are in your presence, that is very freeing. They don't have to pretend when they're around you. That is like the ultimate step in freedom. And sometimes it's the first step people get to take when they meet somebody that they can be real with. I love to feel that all people everywhere are one with me and are a blessing to me. And that's that practice of looking into each other's eyes and seeing God looking back at you. And that practice of recognizing that everybody is a child of God. You will never look into the eyes of someone that God does not love. So I love to feel that all people everywhere are one with me and are a blessing to me. This deep inner love gives me peace of mind. So even when I have a non-preferred or a less than preferred interaction with someone, because it happens. I mean, we all have our days. We all have our days. It's helpful to remember, especially in the moment, if you can in the moment, or go back, after the fact, when you are replaying it, to remember that they're a child of God too. To remember that they're a child of God. And that while on the surface that may not have looked like a loving interaction, and it may not have been, that they are a child of God and that the God within them, the Spirit within them, does actually love you. And it can make a lot of interactions with parents make way more sense if you think that. This deep love gives me a peace of mind. It gives me the feeling of being worthwhile. It makes me know that I am loved by others. All love is mine to give this day. Because you are a beloved child of God. And God loves you in every form that God meets you in, even if it's covered up by messy human interaction. The wisdom, which does not mean you have to put up with abuse, all right? Let me just make that real clear right now. If you are having messy interactions with people, you can know that that person loves you but do not continue to subject yourself to them. You can love them from a distance, and they can love you from a distance, and you do not have to put up with bad behavior, all right? No religion should ever encourage you to put up with bad behavior in the name of loving God, all right? Because you have the right and should take care of yourself, and you can love somebody from a distance, and you can accept their love from a distance. You do not have to. Okay. Clearly that is an edge of mine, and I'm going to continue to say that because there are people that need to hear that. All right? Abuse isn't love, and religion should never encourage that. The wisdom of God is the true inner motive of my consciousness. I make right decisions, I think clearly, and I act wisely. Have you got something to do today? Right here, this last paragraph. The wisdom of God is the true inner motive of my consciousness. Power statement. I make right decisions. So if you're about to make a decision, state it. I make right decisions because I am connected. I am plugged in. I think clearly and I act wisely. I have order in my mind and my affairs. Okay, I admit, anytime he uses the word order, I'm just like, I look around my house and go, order is not my thing. Order is not my thing. So that's one of those where that's my edge. That's the cliff I fall off on. It's like, I have order in my mind and in my affairs. No, I'm kind of messy, but it's something I work on. So if you wanted to know if I was human, there's mine. There's my cliff. That's the one I fall off on. I can do the love. I can do the love all day long. The order, I'm still working on that one. All things work together for good. All things work together for good because the wisdom of the infinite mind is my wisdom now. The mind that I use, the mind that you use, is the same mind that created the stars, that created the mountain, that created the universe. So you have access to all of the wisdom. Go within. Go within. I live with ease, for my thinking is right and my world responds to my decision. I claim good judgment. I claim the integrity of God as mine today. All right? Oh, this one was a good one. This one was a good one. I really enjoyed this one. And our mission today, should we choose to accept it, you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. Our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to love with the love of God. To love with the love of God. And do you know who is included in that? You. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself as you love everyone around you. Which is why every day I remind you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever it looks like, how big it is, how small it is, it doesn't matter. Because if your compassion, if your love, if your kindness does not include yourself, it is incomplete. It is incomplete. And the more you practice it on yourself, the more you will have to share. In those moments when you have those messy, non-preferred interactions with other godlings, if you've been practicing the kindness and the compassion and the love on yourself, you will have it for them. And you can look at them and you can say, I know that you are a beloved child of God. And I'm going to hold that space for you until you know it. All right, beloveds. That is today. That is Wednesday. That is love. And you are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. It is the amazing state of grace that we live in. And it is the amazing state of grace that I revel in. So I'm going to move into my process of my day. I do know today is Wednesday. The Living Science of Mind book study is still going on. You can drop in and out of that. You're interested in that. I believe they're doing it on Zoom. Email info@creativelife.org. Get a hold of that. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with 9 a.m. I have engaged my mind and my body. It's hot here, so if you're going to engage your mind and your body, do it early. Get that face full of sun. Set your day off. Set your day off. And do it in love. Do it in love. And as always, drink plenty of water. All right, beloveds. Have a wonderful day. A fantastic day. An amazing day. And honestly, if that's too much pressure, then just have a good day. Or a day. All right? Know that you're loved. Know that you're loved. And you are loved by an inexhaustible source. So open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to remind you, you live in heaven right here, right now. All right? Take care of yourselves.